Why rich Christians think differently about money. Imagine placing two Christians in the exact same situation, same income, same opportunities, same challenges. Both believe in God, both pray, both want to honor their faith. But after 10 years, one has built financial stability, created opportunities, helped others, and gained freedom. The other is still trapped in constant financial pressure. The question is not, does one person have more faith than the other? The answer is usually much deeper. The difference is often found in how they think about money. Because money is not just a financial tool. It is also a reflection of beliefs, habits, priorities, and decisions. Today, we're performing an autopsy on the psychology behind wealthy Christians, not to suggest that wealth equals righteousness or that every wealthy person has the right mindset, but to uncover the mental patterns that allow some believers to manage money with wisdom, purpose, and discipline. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some Christians see money as a responsibility instead of simply a reward, and why that difference can completely transform their financial future. Before we begin, I want you to answer one question in the comments. Do you believe money is mainly a blessing, a responsibility, or a temptation? There is no perfect answer. Share your perspective below. Let's begin with the first piece of evidence. Wealthy Christians often see money as a tool, not an identity. One of the biggest differences in financial thinking is how people define money. Many people unconsciously believe more money means I'm more successful, or less money means I'm failing. But financially mature people often see money differently. Money is not who they are. It is simply something they manage, a tool, a resource, a responsibility. A hammer can build a house. It can also cause damage. The difference is not the tool. The difference is the person using it. Money works the same way. A person with wisdom can use money to create opportunities, support others, and build something meaningful. A person without wisdom can allow money to create stress, pride, and unnecessary pressure. The amount of money is not always the biggest issue. The mindset controlling it is. Here's something to think about. If you suddenly became wealthy tomorrow, would your character become stronger, or would your weaknesses become bigger? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now let's examine another difference. They understand stewardship before ownership. Many people believe this is my money, I can do whatever I want with it. But many financially successful Christians think differently. They see themselves as managers. They ask, how can I use this wisely? How can this create value? How can this opportunity serve a greater purpose? This mindset changes everything. Because when you see yourself as a steward, you stop making decisions only based on emotion. You start thinking long term. A person who sees money as something temporary and entrusted to them usually becomes more intentional. They plan, they learn, they prepare. They understand that resources require responsibility. Think about a business owner. If someone gave them control over a company worth millions, they wouldn't simply spend everything immediately. They would protect it, grow it, manage it. Why? Because they understand responsibility. Many wealthy Christians apply the same principle to personal finances. Now let's uncover another hidden pattern. They separate generosity from financial chaos. One misconception is that financially successful believers are only focused on accumulating wealth. But many understand a deeper principle. Having resources allows you to create greater impact. A person struggling financially may want to help others, but have very limited ability. A financially stable person may be able to support families, create jobs, fund projects, and solve problems. The goal is not simply having money. The goal is becoming capable of using money wisely. However, generosity requires wisdom. Some people give because they feel pressured. Others give because they are intentional. There is a difference. Wisdom asks, how can I be generous today while also building the ability to be generous tomorrow? That question creates balance. Pause for a moment. What is one thing you would love to do for others if money was no longer a limitation? Help family, support a cause, create jobs. Share your answer below. Your response may reveal the purpose behind your financial goals. Now let's examine another major difference. They don't see learning about money as greed. Many people avoid financial education because they believe focusing on money is wrong. But understanding something does not mean worshiping it. Learning about money is similar to learning about health. Knowing how your body works does not mean you are obsessed with yourself. It means you are responsible. Financial knowledge works the same way. Understanding budgeting, investing, saving, building income, managing risk. These are skills that allow people to make better decisions. Ignorance does not create humility. Sometimes ignorance simply creates unnecessary struggle. A person can have strong faith and still need financial wisdom. Those two things are not opposites. Now let's examine another psychological difference. They think in decades, not days. Many financial decisions are emotional because people focus only on the present. They ask, what do I want right now? Wealth builders often ask, what will this decision create 5 or 10 years from now? This doesn't mean they never enjoy life. It means they understand timing. They know some sacrifices today can create freedom tomorrow. Planting a seed is not exciting, but harvesting later is rewarding. Financial growth works the same way. Small, consistent actions compound over time. Saving a little, learning a little, investing wisely, improving skills. These actions may seem insignificant today, but years later, they create a completely different reality. Here's another question. What is one thing you are doing today that your future self will thank you for? Write it in the comments. Now let's go deeper into the psychology. They don't allow money to control their emotions. Many people experience emotional extremes with money. When they have money, they feel powerful. When they lose money, they feel worthless. But financially mature people understand something important. Money changes. Markets change. Income changes. Opportunities change. But their identity remains stable. They don't let a bank balance determine their value. This emotional control helps them make better decisions. Because fear and excitement can both create financial mistakes. Fear can make people avoid opportunities. Greed can make people chase unrealistic ones. Wisdom creates balance. Now let's perform the final financial autopsy. Imagine two Christians receive a large financial blessing. The first things, finally, I can prove that I made it. They increase their lifestyle. They chase appearances. They spend to celebrate. The second things, how can I manage this wisely? They create a plan. They invest. They build. They continue learning. Years later, the difference becomes obvious. Not because one person was more loved by God, not because one person had more faith, but because their mindset produced different decisions. And different decisions create different outcomes. The biggest lesson is this: wealthy Christians often don't think differently because they have more money. They often have more money because they developed a different way of thinking. They see money as a responsibility, a tool, a resource, not simply something to consume. If there's one lesson from today's financial autopsy, is this: financial success is not just about how much money enters your hands. It's about the wisdom, discipline, and purpose controlling what happens next. Before we close today's case, I want to leave you with one final question. If God trusted you with 10 times more money tomorrow, would your current mindset be ready to manage it? Don't answer quickly. Think about your habits, your decisions, your priorities. Then share your thoughts in the comments. Because sometimes the greatest financial breakthrough begins before the money arrives. It begins with becoming the person capable of handling it. And if today's psychological autopsy changed the way you think about faith, wealth, and responsibility, subscribe to the Wealth Pathologist. Because in the next case study, we're going to uncover the hidden reason some people receive financial blessings but still return to financial struggle. The diagnosis may be closer than you think.